What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we have episode 8 of the Texans franchise, and I have not decided yet if we are going to be doing a game. Of course, by the time I post this thing, the thumbnail and title will probably tell you that, but at this point, me recording it, I'm not sure if we're playing the Atlanta game or if we're going to sim a week or two, but I do want to get the draft class in order for us moving forward. Before we get to that, though, I want to just take a quick recap of the game last episode against the Chargers. I thought it was a good game, but also obviously left a lot to be desired because while we looked good in some aspects, primarily the second and third quarter, we were not able to really open up on a good note or end on a good note, which ultimately led to us losing this game. I thought Davis Mills had a fantastic day. 266 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, only was sacked one time, was able to complete 73% of his passes. It just so happened that Herbert also completed a crap ton of his passes, and I am going to be adjusting the sliders as well, so we'll go over what I'm going to have the sliders at for the next game. The running game, though, is where it was really bad. We have yet to be able to find a decent ground game, and I really want us to have that ground game. I really like, you guys know, if you watch my last series, I like having a ground game. I just feel like it's not real football if you don't have a solidified ground attack, and I know we have guys for it. Pierce and Sweet are guys that can get the job done. We're just not able to establish it right now, and I really want to change that. I did see some good things out of some of our receivers as well. Darius Slayton, I thought, had a pretty good game. Nico Collins didn't have too big of an impact in terms of quantity, but he did have a huge catch, of course, in that first half for the big touchdown. After that, though, he was pretty quiet. Sort of was hoping he'd get a little bit more time in, but right now with everything just sort of going all over the place with the playbooks and the schemes and of course the sliders, I'm not trying to hold anything against anybody at this point yet. Defensively, though, we did have, I think, a pretty decent game considering I know that the sliders are a little bit of an issue right now. Greenlaw played well. Kirksey, I thought, played pretty good as well. I do wish that we could have gotten more pressure on the quarterback, but I will take 2 sacks. Bernard and Blacklock both, of course, getting in on that. And of course, the no interceptions is something that I would definitely want to address. We did have, of course, the forced fumble, but I don't know, man. I feel like, how bad of a defense are we right now if we can't get interceptions in a game that literally has an issue with interceptions being thrown? So I'm just not sure how to approach that, whether that's the playbook or if it's a slider still or what, but let's go take a look and see what I have right now for the sliders. So what I'm running with right now is pretty close to base. I'm on all pro. I dropped the accuracy to 48. It was at 50 for the last game, and I know that I could probably actually, you know, I really think I'm going to drop it a little bit lower than that because I mean, I don't see 2 points making that big of a difference. Let's do 45. We'll do a 5-point drop, and we'll give it a shot there. And I'm going to leave this the same. Run blocking, I left at 50. I have at 52. I had it last game as well. It just seems like the run blocks are just not there for either team. You know, I haven't really seen any games that I've played so far where the running game has just been consistent, you know? So I do want to try and see if that works. I do have fumbles of 55 to try and cut down because I feel like there is a lot of fumbles this year. And this is where I'm getting a little bit hung up because I feel like we should have this as high as possible considering the robotic play of the quarterbacks, but I also don't want to have it so high where there's a lot of issues happening. So I think what I'm going to do is try to do 40 on interceptions to make sure we limit that a little bit, especially with the QB accuracy going down, but I'm going to leave these the way they are so we still have tight coverage. And then tackling I have at 51 because I just feel like there was a lot of broken tackles, but having it at 50 didn't really change much of anything. I don't know. It's a tough call because I feel like in the running game especially, the tackling is just almost too good, but it also just feels like the run blocking is not doing its job. So I think I'm going to leave this, go back to base on tackling. I'm going to bring this back down to 45 to match that. Do 55 on fumbles. And then we'll drop this to 40 on interceptions, and then tackling, yes, no, we'll try default again on tackling and see if that helps. I also have field goal accuracy and punt accuracy up to 52. I'm just trying anything to combat the horrible special teams play that Madden has right now. There is a huge issue with field goals. There has been since last year. Very, very disappointed and surprised that they didn't fix that. It's very blatant obvious. It's not something that happens, a few times. This is something that happens every game for both sides of the game. Like, it's not just one team. It's not just a user or CPU. It's everybody is trying stupid field goals. So I figured if I can try and get the accuracy a little bit better, maybe it will assist them with at least trying to make a few more of them. I don't want to bring the power up because I don't need guys hitting it from 75 yards. And I also tried lowering it to combat that, and it just made the kicks come up short. So we're going to leave that at base. And then here I have injuries at 20. I had it at 21, but I was still seeing a lot of injuries, so I dropped it to 20, and I'm hoping that helps curve as many guys getting hurt. I'm just trying to find a balance. And so far, I've not been able to find that very well. I do have the threshold up to 65 for more of a better game all around. I feel like there's not that big of a discrepancy in how fast players really are in the short term of the game. I know that there's players that are much faster than others, but that's also not in pads. It's not the same when you're running on a track in running shoes with stances and all that stuff. So I feel like in the real football that flatline speed doesn't exactly always just correlate automatically. Definitely if they get behind you, you're in trouble. Don't get me wrong there, but I feel like a lot of players get discounted for their speed when really in the football world, they're not that slow of a player. So I have this at 65 to try and make that a little bit more realistic in my opinion. And then everything else here is on default still. So that's what we're going to roll with this week, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so now I'm done talking about that stuff. I want us to get to the draft class. And now it is choosing your positions next week. So I want to go through it now so that you guys are aware of where the class is at. I did go ahead and already chose the scouts that I think I want and place them in their designated areas. So I'm just going to run through all that, show you guys this, and then if anything, maybe we will, I don't know, maybe we want to play this one, maybe we want to play the Carolina game or even the Baltimore game. We'll see after. It depends on how long this takes. So let's go ahead and let's first get into the scouting. So first and foremost, looking at the entirety of the class in the national view, quarterback, wide receiver, and right tackle are the strengths, and the weaknesses of being the left outside linebacker, the left guard, and the tight ends. Because this is a prove-it year for Davis Mills, I went ahead and did tier 3 quarterback for national. There is a pretty good group of guys, and I really would like to learn more about them. And we'll also get a little bit of an after effect of scouting on middle linebackers as a whole, which is another thing that I wanted to do, because while there's not a lot of middle linebackers, especially high-tiered ones, there is a few guys that I want to know more about, but they're really spread out. So where you have to, if you choose one region, you're only going to get a few guys. So this way we'll get a little bit of an extra boost because that's the second expertise for the quarterback scout. And hopefully that makes things a little bit better for us come draft day. In the West, it was very, very slim pickings. I ended up going with defensive end and outside linebacker because they have a top 5 prospect here. And that is Will Johnson, outside linebacker, 6'6", 259. He is an edge rusher. I'm not going to lie, guys. I feel like I might have whiffed on the McManus pick. I mean, obviously time will tell, but I don't know, man. Then, of course, week 1 or preseason, he's out for 11 weeks. He's going to have a really strong end of the season for me to say, you know what, I'm completely okay with not bringing another edge rusher in. And now think about it too, his rookie year, he already was sort of discounted because he didn't have a progression. And now he's losing almost his entire rookie year to build up the momentum, that XP. So I'm very weary of it, and really the West had nothing. So I figured if I can get the outside linebackers and the defensive ends involved, which is the secondary option, it will be a good move. And when you go here to look, you can see that there is a couple of guys at left, a couple of guys at the right side. There's one guy at left outside, and then there's a few guys on the right. My main target is Will Johnson. And then I'm sort of going to be doubling up in the central. I went outside linebacker and defensive end again. The reason for that is, you know, I still believe that the central and the west are very, very discounted when it comes to the amount of players that get given to this area based off of Madden's scouting system. And I really wanted to take a better look at some of these guys. Like, there's a couple more edge rushers here that I want to see more of. There's a couple of guys on the left side. And then there's also a few ends that I want to see more of. And this will give us a decent grouping to look at and try and get an understanding of where this position group is as a whole going into the draft day. But, you know, looking at some of this other stuff, there was literally nothing. UDFAs across almost the entire offensive line. 2 tackles, that's it. This is the central, man. This is where the big boys are. At least if you're going to be minimal, at least get the positioning right. If there's ever going to be an area that's just loaded with linemen, it's usually always the central part of the state of the country, because this is where all the farm boys go, you know. But there's nothing for tight ends. There's only a few wide receivers. There was no running backs. There's literally nothing here in the central or the west. So I figured let's just double down on the couple of positions that are there and available, and hopefully we can at least get a good read on those positioning groups as a whole. In the Northeast, I am going to be going strong safety, well, safeties, and then we'll also get a bounce back off of wide receivers, which I thought was important too. Safeties are another thing that I'm not 100% sure if we are set in stone on, and that's one of the only groups that was really worth anything in this area. There wasn't really much available. I wanted to get the bonus for the strength, right? If you get a boost if you're using them in the strength area. And there's a couple of bigger safeties at strong safety. Plus there's a couple of receivers that I'll just know a little bit more about. But again, this draft is really hard to read, man. It really is. I don't feel like we got a really good roll. And then in the Southeast, I'm actually going to go lineman. Crazy enough. They have some really good tackle prospects. And I was also able, so there's two round 1 left tackles. There's a round 1 guard, a round 1 center, a mid-rounds guard, and a couple of more possible first round tackles. And this one is actually going to do all 5 positions. It's offensive tackle as the number 1 expertise, and then interior lineman as the second. So we'll be able to learn about all of these guys. And hopefully, again, we can get a pretty good reading on some of them and maybe find ourselves another tackle. I want to try and be ready for the end of Tunsil. I'm not sure if we're going to re-sign him or not yet, and I always like having extras, so yeah. But now that we're done with the scouting, like where the scouts are going to go, this is just the draft class as a whole. The reason I went with quarterback for the National Scout is there is 3 top 5 quarterbacks and another couple that are considered round 1 prospects. And even a guy like Dylan Gilbert, who could sneak into the first round yet. I don't know what's going to happen with Davis Mills yet. This might end up being a waste of a scout, but I would rather do it this way, especially in this weak class that we have right now, and know what we have at quarterback in case something goes wrong, rather than not do it and then be picking blind after we realize we do need a quarterback. So we have Jason Weber, Matthew Johnson, Kevin Lake, Stan Gore, Philip Donald, Dylan Gilbert, Mark Butler, Tommy Lucas, Pat West. There's a couple of guys. There's Spencer Blanton. I'm not sure how far and that's pretty much it. And then Brett Brown, and that's the end of the draftable quarterback. So not too many here, but a lot of top end guys. And I was looking around at some of these top quarterback. Jason Weber, he's 6'5", 228, 21. He's slinging it, beautiful spiral, gets rid of the ball at first sign of pressure. So I don't know if I really like that. Does well to avoid sacks by throwing the ball away. He's exclusively in the pocket for the most part. You know, he's not going to win any races, but he's got A under pressure, which I really like. And then going over to Matthew Johnson, 22 years old, 6'1", 225 out of Sam Houston. This guy, I think, is going to be considered balanced because it doesn't say he likes to run. It says that he plays well within and outside of the pocket. So I have a feeling he's not a scrambling type. He's more probably like field general improviser. He likes to sling it as well, stands tall in the pocket, and is always aware of pressure. So hopefully that's a good thing. Does well to avoid sacks by throwing the ball away. The thing that got me is he's a shorter quarterback, so I just assumed by Madden standards that he was going to be a scrambler, but then when you look at his physicals, he's got poor to marginal speed, which I'm not a big fan of. Maybe we'll uncover more and see that that's not really true, but right now it looks like he's just a short pocket quarterback with C under pressure and C play action. So not right now too high on Johnson. We'll see how the season plays out. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. And then the last top 5 is Kevin Lake, 21, 6'3", 231 out of Missouri. Again, A, throw under pressure. But it does say here that he abandons initial reads in favor of the check down. I'm not a fan of check down Charlies. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Some of these scenarios might end up, making me not want to draft these guys. Says he's got a really good throwing motion. Doesn't have good speed though. And then again, the A under pressure, and for some reason B trucking. Going outside of the top 5, guys like Stan Gore and Philip Donald, these are another options that we could look at. Stan Gore, 6'2", 234, more of a stocky type of build. Once again, another pocket passer. We don't know much of anything aside from he's sort of mediocre within the class when it comes to throwing on the run. And Ohio quarterback Philip Donald, 6'5", 226, 22 years old. Again, check down Charlie, it looks like. Looks like everything is pretty much the same as the last. No speed. And again, C throw on the run. So I'm going to have to wait till we learn more about these guys. Dylan Gilbert out of UTEP. He's got B medium accuracy, 6', 220, 22 years old. Loves to run and play outside of structure. So it means to tell me he's going to be a scrambler. Will take calculated risks as a passer. Beautiful spiral. Gets happy feet and feels non-existent pressure. So that's not good. So he's probably trigger happy. But he does well to avoid sacks by throwing the ball away. Lightning quick release, almost ignores lower half. And then physicals, great to elite speed. So we know he's going to be a runner. He's going to have the speed. He's got A awareness and B medium accuracy. A little bit of a sleeper here at the back end of the first round, possibly, in Dylan Gilbert. We'll have to definitely keep an eye on him because I like me a scrambling quarterback. I think we'll stick to the first rounders right now. I'm not a big fan of looking at these mid-tier guys unless something pops off in the ratings that we unlock. So we'll visit that another time. Running backs, I'm not planning on doing anything with running backs. They have a decent group of guys here, but we have guys. I like the guys that we have. So I'm not looking at bringing any of these guys in. I won't be doing any scouting on them. And yeah, so I just want to go through the list so you guys see who is available. Going over to wide receivers, there's a decent group up top, but it falls off really quickly. Within the first 10 guys, we're already down to mid, day 3 guys. And I'm not 100% sure if we're even going to be bringing receivers in. I'll probably draft one anyway, just because I'm obsessed with drafting receivers. I think we're great at tight end. I'm not even concerned about looking at these guys. There's not even that many here. There's only a few mid rounds and day 3 guys. A lot of day 3 guys, but I just don't foresee us doing it. We have the undrafted Enrique Pickens. We have Brevin Jordan, of course, and then we drafted Leo Walsh, who I think is going to end up being a stud. I already made it known that I might consider looking at tackles in this draft. And here at the left tackle position, you can see that in the Southeast, both of the round 1 guys are there, which is why I chose it. And then after that, it's pretty much nothingness. So who knows? Maybe we get a crazy story where one of these guys down here ends up being the best prospect, but I just want to know a little bit more about these guys to see if it's worthwhile to take one. Not much here for the guards at all. Not much here for centers either. But hey, you never know what you'll find at center. I like Pearson though, so I'm not too concerned with that. Good here. I think we're good with guards for a while, so probably won't need to worry about that. And then right tackles. I'm more so looking at these guys as a potential left tackle. So they're going to have to be good at pass blocking, which like Kasim Branch, A pass blocking, he might be a guy we could look at in the second round to try and bring in to be a potential future left tackle for us. And both of his pass blocking is our A, which tells me that he's good at pass blocking. So that's really why I did right tackles. I want to see them for a potential move to the left side to back up Tunsil. Not very heavy ends this year. A few guys up towards the top, and the top 2 guys aren't even guys that I can use without moving them inside. Foster being 270, he's going to have to play more of like he's not even heavy enough really to play a 3 technique, but to me, unless he ends up being a speed rusher, I feel like he's going to be in a run stopper power rusher, which means he won't fit our scheme. Same with Jeremiah, that guy, Capo Bianco. Maybe that's how you say it. But again, down later in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, there might be a guy down here that we want to bring in as insurance. There is also Charlie Lane, one guy that I wish I could get more of a scouting on. He's another top 5 prospect, 6'4", 277. I'd love to see if he ends up being, what kind of player he ends up being. I just want I want a difference maker on the defensive line, man. I really do. And as much as I love Woodard, I don't know if he is going to end up being the long-term solution, because he's already, what is he, 26 now? I mean, unless we get like a breakout scenario from him, I'm not sure how high his ceiling can get. So I definitely want to try and find a gem here. Maybe something like this, like Nathan Gardner. He's 6'5", 265. Chances are he'll end up being balanced power / edge rusher. And he's in the middle part of the draft where we don't have to pick him too high. He's 21 years old. I like his size, 6'5", 265. And so far, his ratings aren't too bad, especially for a 3-4 guy. Tackle isn't a D, but hey, you know what? We can work on that. Power moves are a B. So this is what I'm trying to find is for these defensive ends, probably a mid-round pick if we don't go, top 5. And then D tackle, I would like to focus a little bit on them, but I really want to see what we have in the guys we got. And there isn't too many that really jump off the page to me. Again, this might change in a couple of weeks. We might get a couple of stories that make me really pay attention to them. But at this time, I'm not too concerned with them. And then outside linebackers, there really isn't too many at all. I think I got a good chunk of them in the couple of areas that I'll be scouting them. And I think that Madden is actually doing a pretty good job of switching up where these guys are. Because I have a couple of guys here with zone coverage instead of just being edge rushers, and they're built more like pass coverage linebackers, like Josh Barton and Daniel Quinton here. 235, 225, 6 foot, 6'1", and they have A zone coverage. Definitely going to be paying attention to that, because I feel like that's one of our bigger areas of need is linebacker, and I'd hit it a lot harder this year if it wasn't for the fact that it was a very shallow group. No first round prospect at the left outside, no first round prospect in the middle. We'll be seeing a lot about these guys though, which is good. And really a couple of guys that are more so going to be actual edge rushers than backers up top. And then again, just a couple of mid guys. And yeah, so there's really slim pickings this year for some of the positions that we need. I haven't even looked at corner. Again, I feel like we have some guys, but you never know. I might catch my eye on one and say, I gotta have this guy, if they have great initial ratings. But I'm not concerned with scouting them right now. I feel like we have a couple of good guys already, especially with us bringing in Greedy Williams. Him and Stingley, I think, can be 1 and 2 for quite a few years. And at safety, there's not many guys, but like I mentioned at the beginning, there's a couple of these guys at strong safety, like Sam Patterson or Kenny, or where is he? Zach Hickman, who are built almost like linebackers. I would love to find one of those hybrid type players that I could move down to play linebacker instead of playing safety, to have that extra athleticism. It's just finding the right guy. I'm hoping I can do that with one of these guys. That's what I tried to do with that Pierre guy that I drafted, who was like a 62. I really only drafted him because he was built almost like a linebacker. And that's sort of what my idea is behind the strong safeties this year. Even a guy like Mike Shields, yeah, he's only 218, but if he can hit, maybe he can play middle linebacker in a 4-3. So we'll see. That is the draft class. We'll of course go more in detail into that. I want to see some more stories yet before we get there, but I do want to get to week 3 so we can assign these scouts. So I think we're going to sim this game and just see what happens against Atlanta. And then maybe we'll explore either the Panthers or the Ravens for this game. So let's go ahead and let's advance right away. All right, so we end up getting a win, a good one at that, 31-10. We will look at that in a second. First, we're going to set these scouts. There we go. So that is now set in motion. All right, so we have no new stories this week. Let's go ahead right away. Oh, we have a new injury too. Oh man, I'm scared to look at this. And now we just lost another one of our draft picks. James Pearson, our rookie center, is out for 9 weeks with an ACL tear. This is crazy. 2 rookies. Wow. And he's man, this is bad, because this is why I really don't like drafting guys who are 23. Because now you look at even McManus at 22. When you take that extra year or two away, and I know it's just a year or two, 21 to 23. In real life, it's like, what's the difference? But in football life, I mean, them 2 years are huge. You know, when you think about a player who comes in at 23 like Pearson here, granted he's a lineman, so he can probably last till 34 easy, 35 maybe even. But when you bring in a guy at 23, first year, maybe he plays well. Maybe he gets a 2 or 3 overall increase, right? He's always up to a 75. Then the next year he's 24 already, and maybe he'll get a breakout at that time, or maybe we'll have a good year and he'll get another 3 or 4. So now he's up to 78, but then he's gonna be 25 already. And once in Madden you hit, like, I think it's 28 or 29. It's not that you don't earn XP, but your XP marker is so big that it's almost hard for you to upgrade. And it becomes less and less. So each year you get older, it's almost like you're upgrading less and less through XP boosts. And that's why it's always nice to have that guy who's 21, because you can have those 2 years and he's still only 23. But man, this is really rough. 2 of our draft picks, 2 guys we were expecting to have starters, hurt and out until mid-season, a little bit after mid-season. It looks like we just dominated this whole game through. Why can't we do this in real play? Davis Mills had an excellent game, 222 yards, 3 touchdowns. Desmond Ridder looked absolutely atrocious, 3 interceptions. We actually sort of had a run game. Well, no, not really. 73 yards on 19 carries is not the greatest. Pierce with 21 on 7 carries is definitely not good. We let Jamison Crowder go off. That's not cool. Nico Collins, another touchdown and another like subpar performance, but he had a touchdown in it. Brandon Cooks had 2 touchdowns of his own. So we got 1 sack from Obo. And we had 3 interceptions. Christian Kirksey, Jalen Petrie, and Greedy Williams all getting an interception. Kirksey's 2nd of the season, and of course Williams and Petrie's 1st of the season. So now we are sitting at 1-1. I already checked. There is no new stories for the week for the scouts, or for the draft prospects. And we are now in week 3. We have a road game against Carolina. I think we might watch this game. I think it'd be a good test for us defensively, trying to stop the run. Christian McCaffrey, of course, a huge threat. We are one of the best teams against the run. I'm not sure if that actually carries into the gameplay or if that's just more so a reflection of the slider state right now. But yeah, so let's go ahead. Let's do our weekly strategy. Hopefully we don't get any more crazy injuries, because this is getting ridiculous already. I definitely feel like the Panthers do run some outside stuff, but I think that we're better suited to stop the inside run. So we're going to go inside run here. And then offensively, wasn't a fan of the run inside. It did help us through the air, though. I will say that. But we're going to go I think we're going to stick with this. We're going to go. Yeah, we're going to go throw it medium. I want to see if we can try and get Davis Mills out there working against some of these guys. I know that there's a lot of route combos in the Green Bay book that like the throw it medium option, so we'll stick with that. Hopefully this doesn't bite me. I would love to score 5 rushing touchdowns, but I don't know if that's even possible with our running game. Let's go force 3 turnovers. I would love this defense to really get going. And then allow 24 points or less. Offensively, I want us to go for 350. And then let's go for scoring 5 touchdowns. I really want us to open this game plan up a little bit. I was able to unlock the 4th option on the scouting tree. I'm working on getting the other 2 unlocked, but for right now, this is where it's sitting at. I'm not sure if I want to keep Leo Welsh there. I'd rather work on somebody else who doesn't have a hidden dev trait. Somebody like Dameon Pierce. Yeah, let's do Dameon Pierce and Sweet. Get both of those guys pumped up. There we go. Training time. Let's roll. And now we just lost Nico Collins to a practice injury. ACL sprain. Man, these injuries are really hitting us hard this year. Okay, he's just out for the week, but now we're short Nico. So maybe do we give that? I think, you know what? I think this is a good time for us to put Alex Poe in and see if he can deliver anything. I really do think that. Let's go to upgrade players and see what we got. Oh, the Darius Grimes going to get one. There we go. And we're going to do pass coverage for him because he's got to get that up. And we'll get some good stuff there. 1 each to coverage and then 3 to awareness. I went and I adjusted the depth chart. I am going to have Alex Poe step in and take over the reps. He was a first-round pick for a reason. I love Denzel Mims as well, but I really want to see what the rookies got. So we're going to let him rock this week and give him a shot and see. We know what Mims can do. What can Alex Poe do? So let's go ahead and let's play these Panthers. I figured since we're playing the Panthers and they also have them fancy new helmets, let's see what they look like. So we'll do the black helmets for the Panthers and get a chance to see them for the first time in some action. And today is going to be another big test for us, guys. We came off that win in the sim, but we've got to see us do something good in actual play. Davis Mills coming off of a good win. Our running attack looked a little bit more alive, if you will, but it still is lacking something. We need someone to pop. Can we get that done today? Can we contain that man there, Christian McCaffrey? The new sliders, we don't know what it is. It looks like Matthew Corral is the starting quarterback for these guys right now, based off of what I'm seeing. Should be an interesting matchup. Let's go ahead and let's get kickoff taken care of. You know, first look, I honestly, I think I like the normal helmets better for the Panthers. I just think with how their logo looks, yeah, Matt Corral is the quarterback we're going to face today. I just feel like he is the better, I just feel like their normal helmet is better. I feel like this one is too blah. I don't know. I thought I would like it more than what I did. But anyway, Panthers are going to open things up, of course, on offense. And going to throw it right away, and he's going to throw it away out of bounds. And now they're going to spread us out here on second down. Throw it over the middle. He's got a man open, and it is caught out to the 28-yard line. Nice throw over the middle. And that time was Will Fuller, former Texan. Quick throw over the middle and almost intercepted, but there's a flag down. Is that going to be pass interference? Oh, wow. I don't like that call. Well, you can tell I turned the defensive pass interference slider up. That's for sure. Hand off to McCaffrey, and McCaffrey, oh man, drive-saving tackle right there from Greenlaw. That guy was going to be gone. He gets a shoelace tackle to stop McCaffrey from taking off all the way. Thank the Lord that Greenlaw was there, because that could have been very bad. Still a great run for McCaffrey. 2nd and 1. And they're going to go right back to him. Of course, why not? And this time we're ready. Desmond King coming up along with Greenlaw. We're going to stop him short. I don't know how that's short, but we'll take it. Can we stop him here on 3rd and inches? Short throw outside, and no, we will not. Quick outlet pass to McCaffrey. Gets the job done. Cashman was out there, but McCaffrey is just too dang fast. And nice stretch play outside. Cuts it back inside. Kirksey brings him down. Gain of 1. So far, we're playing pretty good up front against the run. And we'll go back to the air. Over the middle again. And we'll get the stop short of the first. But, man, it's like a repeat of week 1 with just these underneath crossing routes literally every time they throw the ball. And that time they get it outside, and it's caught and out of bounds. Another first down for Carolina. If you guys watch my Viking series, you guys know that I asked a couple of times why the Panthers crowd was cheering for the other team when it said defense. I thought they were saying defense, so I just heard it now. with the new updated sounds they have, and now I hear what they're saying. They just portrayed it horribly in Madden 22. It says keep pounding. Okay. Hand off McCaffrey, a beautiful juke move outside. He's got space, and he's finally brought down at the 12-yard line. A huge run, beautiful cutback and juke to get himself into space. McCaffrey showing why he's a 98 overall. Great outside block there by 87, too, to spring him free. And luckily, Frank Bonner able to bring him down before he could get in the end zone. But now this is where it's put up or shut up time. We have got to get off this field and at least force a field goal on this opening drive. We'll hand it off. McCaffrey cuts back inside for I'm not sure why. And I'm thankful that he did, because he probably would have scored. I don't know if he thought Bonner was going to peel off of his block and bring him down, but 2nd and 7. Corral going to throw. He's got time. Running around, throws it short. It's intercepted. Jalen Petrie, and he's going to be brought down at the 16-yard line. We put the pressure on Corral. He rolled out, tried to find somebody in the end zone. Petrie just sat underneath and waited for him. Look at that. He was trying to go, and boom, Petrie comes flying up from his assignment on the tight end. Beautiful play there by Jalen Petrie. That is the turnovers that we were looking for. And now it's Davis Mills time. We saw him play in week 1. He looked pretty good. Week 2, he had the pretty good sim stat. He hasn't thrown an interception yet, knock on wood. And hopefully we can see him take that next step today, as we gave him a game plan to try and air it out a little bit more. Of course, he's going to have to work with a rookie receiver today, outside of Slayton and Cooks. On the first play, we're going to go to Sweet off the right side, left side, and he gets an actually good run, gain of 9. There we go. The day that I start getting which side of the field they're running to correct is the day that my subscribers are going to hit 1,000 or something like that. I can feel it. Oh man, that was a horrible run. Here's like, let me just run right into these guys here. We don't need yards. We'll go right back to the ground, and Sweet gets the first. Not much more, but enough for the chains to move, and that's all that really matters. And now here we go. A little bit of a bunch set. Mills going to throw it for the first time. Under pressure, he's got to throw this thing away, and he will. And we're going to stay in the air. Blitz is coming. It's sort of picked up, and he finds Pierce underneath in the flats, and we'll get the first down. Just a little dump down route. Didn't have it there. He may have had somebody if the play had more time to develop, but that pressure was coming off the right side. Makes a good decision. Finds the open man, and we get ourselves the first down. Back-to-back first downs now. And now it's play action. And throws it out short to Jordan. Slips one and pulling the other one forward for a nice gain of 9. Brevin Jordan putting a little footwork in there. Nice job. And now on 2nd down, looks like we're going to go back to the ground game. We do. Sweet cuts it right into the blitzing defender. Had the first down to the left. He's like, nah, I don't want that. I want to make us run another run play on 3rd down. And still doesn't get it. How in the heck do you not get the first down on those 2 runs? You had it. I want to see what Sweet saw on this play here. And again, I'm not blaming Sweet. This is a Madden thing. But I just want to see here what he saw. Maybe I saw it wrong. So this is the last play. This is on 2nd down. So he takes it here. Now, in my mind, this is where he should go with the ball. Will he get a lot of yards? No. But I think he at least gets to Tunsil, which would be enough for the first. Where's that down marker? Or was this an issue of the blocker? Okay, I stand corrected. He was actually correct in his read. Look at all that space he has. And look at 64. Where is 64 going? He just ignores Jeremy Chin, which just gives him the easy play. If 64 hits that block, if Davis hits that block, look at this yardage for Sweet. So, okay, I stand corrected. Now, let's see if that's the same thing on 3rd down here. This is the play we just watched. We're going to take it off the right side here, and what's going to happen? Let's see. Again, 64 can't block anybody. You guys see this right now? Are you seeing this? I swear to God, This really just look at 64. 2 plays in a row. He hovers past him. They were supposed to have fixed this in this game. Oh my God. Wow, this is worse than last year. And they said they fixed this. Here, you guys want to do something for the 300 of you that might actually watch this? Go and clip this thing right here. Go clip this and send this to EA and ask them what the heck they got going on with their Madden coding. Look at this. Davis 64. Now, I can sort of understand. Technically, the animation is already had by Brevin Jordan. But look at the job here. They just like, yeah, we're just going to slide him over here to try and block 25 in the back and get a penalty. However you look at this, there is an issue somewhere in this coding. This should not happen. If this was actually momentum-based, this guy would have been blocked, and Sweet would have had to deal with 25 if he cuts back into this hole. And Sweet is assuming that 64 is going to make his block, because look at the area there. If they were smart enough to have Jordan pass off 51 to Davis and have Jordan chip 25 here, Sweet has got himself a nice little lane up into this clearing here with nobody around him except for Chin on the other side of the field. This game needs to be fixed, guys. This is insane. That's 2 plays now in a row. I was wondering why the blocking is not working and why we can't get a run game established. It has nothing to do with the players that we have. This is completely Madden BS. This isn't even a bad guard. Nate Davis is not a bad player. This is just horrible coding. Absolutely pathetic. So back out on offense we go. Now I'm going to try and hold my temper in a little bit better when it comes to the running game, considering I now know that Madden is just awfully broken. There was another, oh wow, that was just, yeah, there was no blocking on that play. None. '78 was over there and had 3 options, and he literally blocked none of them. This is getting insane. I don't even know if I can. How much more can I play this game without this just being like how many? I don't know, man. This is crazy. This blocking is just horrible right now. Oh, beautiful pass to Pierce. Beautiful throw by Davis Mills. But like, seriously, like, what do I have to do? Like, let me know in the comments, guys. Do you guys know of a fix for this? Is there a slider I can change or something that I can change to try and make this line at least feasible in a block? I'll take anything at this point. I don't think there's a slider, though, that can fix the AI just being mapped out horrible in the coding. Handoff, and Sweet that time gets a nice little lane. He'll push himself forward to the 29. So aside from the bad communication or the bad coding on the line, the running game has actually looked pretty good so far this game. I will say that. Cooks is in motion, fake it to him, handoff to Pearson. Pierce has got a wide open lane down to the 15 and finally roped down at the 14. Beautiful run. Great blocking up front that time. There was not a soul over there. Got to give it to him when it counts, and that was a good play by the O-line. They open things up. It's first down. We have a chance here to put some points on the board. Mills standing tall in the pocket, and he's going to go down and fumble. No! Oh, you can't do that after I say you're standing tall? Oh, my gosh. He ran right into the blitz. He ran, I mean, that doesn't get any worse than that. As soon as I try to compliment the guy, he just starts running around. I wonder how bad Matt Corral is, though, like overall-wise. Throwing it deep, incomplete, and you've got to be kidding me. There is no way he just caught that. And we're going to get roughing the passer? I quit. Corral back to pass on second down, and he throws another one to Petrie. Wow, Petrie jumped in front of that one, and it was a pretty play once again. Yeah, he's watching the quarterback's eyes, and he just jumps the route, it looks like. Oh, it looks like Corral is just rattled at this point. That first one got him shook, and this one is just not looking good so far. 2 picks for our defense, both of them going to our young safety, Petrie, that is. And now Davis Mills has got a chance to redeem himself after last drive. That's not how you do it. Oh, but that is beautiful pass to Pierce on the run. Finds him open. Luckily, the defender didn't undercut that. That could have been an interception their way, but we'll take it. Empty backfield here. Mills, quick throw, and he's got Jordan out to about midfield. Two catches, 16 yards for Jordan. Play action to Pierce. Mills got to throw it. Got to throw the ball. Mills finally does, and it's incomplete. Carolina must be playing some pretty good coverage because we have had to hold on to the ball for quite a few plays now. On third down, we're going to throw it. Mills, and he's going to throw it away. Wow. Corral going to throw it again on 3rd and 2, and he's got a man. It's caught. Robbie Anderson gets it for the first down. That is not Robbie Anderson. That is Will Fuller. I swear to God, I don't know if I want to play as the Panthers in Madden because of this sound. Yeesh. All right, Corral back to throw it. And he throws it short. Bonner just was staring. I don't know what Bonner was doing. Is this really the state of this game right now? Is this, honest to God, this is the best we could have gotten. This is the best. Where is Bonner looking? Look at him. He's looking behind the tight end. I feel like I'm being a negative Nancy right now, but my gosh, guys, how bad is this game? Corral throws it, and he's got a man open as Will Fuller down to the 10. I don't know if you guys saw Greenlaw jump down on that route there. I'm trying to figure out where he was trying to go because he wasn't following the tight end running across the route. And he didn't drop back when he saw the zone coming up, or that crosser coming up behind him. There was no receiver that it was coming into his area to the right. Very, very confused as to what his assignment was. Corral dumps it off. McCaffrey. Uh-oh, fumble. Lyman picks it up, though, saves the day, and they'll get it down at the 6. 2nd down, 6 to go. And they're going to hand it off to McCaffrey, who gets a nice crease up the middle, and he gets down to the 2. Too bad we can't get some nice blocking like that. Hand it off to McCaffrey again, and he's going to walk in uncontested for the touchdown. And Carolina will put up the first points of the day here late in the second quarter. First down, another shot here for us on offense. Now down by 7. We have 3:04 to work with and all 3 of our timeouts. Mills steps up, lets it go, and he's got a man. It's Brevin Jordan out to the 37. Mills actually finding some pretty good passing lanes. He's had to throw it away a couple times, taking a sack, but 8 for 11 so far. Another throw, another catch. This time it's Brandon Cooks spinning off of one, and he's down to the 47-yard line. Nice job. 2 chunk plays have us now down inside Carolina territory at the 2-minute warning. We have not had to spend any timeouts yet, which is awesome. Mills, another short throw and a catch by Cooks. Give us a gain of 5, and now we're going to empty it out. Quick throw, caught, Slayton, and we'll get that first down. Keep it going. Let's not spend these timeouts yet. There we go. Hurry this thing up. Let's keep them on their toes here. 1st and 10. From the 34, quick throw over the middle, almost intercepted. My gosh, are we lucky that 51 can't catch. That should have been an interception. Wow. Huge break for us. And there's another catch by Cooks down to the 24, and there comes that first timeout. All right, so sort of caught a break, but now it's time for us to put this thing in the end zone. Come on, Davis. Finds Pierce in the screen, and he gets a nice block to spring him free inside the 20. We'll call our second timeout. So we have just under a minute left after the second timeout. Pierce has turned into our best receiver so far today. Mills drops back to pass on a single back, fires it off to the side to Leo Walsh, who gets out of bounds at the 9. Beautiful job by Walsh, getting the ball, getting out of bounds, conserving that time and timeout. And now 2nd and inches, 48 seconds left. Over the middle, it's caught. And it's Alex Poe with his first catch as a Texan to the 6. And now here we go. We're not using that timeout yet. We're going to take a shot at the end zone. Mills scanning, fires to the end zone, and it is caught but out of bounds. It was Brevin Jordan trying to make a big play. Could not make it happen. And now here is another shot on 2nd down. Blitz is coming. We pick it up. Fire over the middle, and there it is. Alex Poe gets it for the touchdown. His first touchdown of his career comes on his second catch as a Texan. And we are going to tie this thing up here late in the first half. We're coming back out here once again, now down by 3. Can Mills lead us on another drive? Throw it short. Beautiful throw and a catch by Brandon Cooks. Getting some really solid routes by Cooks today. 5 catches, 53 yards. Hasn't really had a chance to take the top off the defense at all, but he's been consistent for us and definitely a security blanket for Davis Mills. As he's back to throw it again, and it's caught. It's Slayton that time. He'll be shoved out of bounds at the 46. Nice way on first down to get us into a really favorable matchup here on 2nd and 3. Really opens up this playbook, and we're going to run it for a loss. Awesome. Awesome decision there. Had a chance to maybe try something deep, but no, we're going to run it for a loss of 3. That's what we want to do. And now it's 3rd and 6. Mills. And he's going to find Pierce that time, who gets a wide open running lane. Pierce has been killing it out of the backfield so far today, especially on those little halfback out routes. Once he bursts through the line at the guard area and then just shoots out, the linebackers are just not able to keep up with him. And handoff to Pierce, tries to cut it back, and there is just not much available. Here we go. We're going to empty this thing out. John Mechie in there. Same with, I think, Alex Poe. Over the middle, and there it is. John Mechie gets his first catch. Now it's 3rd and 3. And we're going to fake it. Mills is going to keep it, and Mills, oh, does he get it? No, he's short. Go for it. We are going to go for it. There we go. Oh, no, we're going to run it. And we're going to lose yards, aren't we? Please, no. Oh, we're going to throw it. Mills is going to throw it. Mills. Oh. Oh, there's a flag. There's a flag. We get such a break. Oh, wow. What a break. Derek Brown hit Davis Mills. Wow. We got away with one there, guys. Definitely did. But we're going to take it. That makes up for all the missed blocks. Hand off to Cooks, running around outside. He's got the speed, and he's almost gets to the end zone, but he's brought down at the 2. All right, after the big play down by Brandon Cooks, we had an incompletion, and now it's 2nd and goal from the 2. Sweet up the middle, and he can't get in. Somehow they say he didn't get a yard. I feel like he was stopped at the 1, but okay. 3rd and goal. 3 receivers set. Another handoff, and that time we get the job done. Dameon Pierce with the touchdown, and we are going to take the lead for the first time today. Empty backfield for Corral. He's got time, a lot of time, and he's going to air this thing out, and he's got... Where was the coverage? Now Carolina's got it all the way down to the 25. And that time it goes for not much. Short gain over the middle. That was Newhouse, the rookie receiver, making the catch. McCaffrey cuts it back inside. He'll only get 2. Another 3rd down here for Carolina. Matt Corral, of course, on the last one, had a pretty big play. This time, he's going to get another nice play. That time to, I think that's Robbie Anderson. Yes, it is. And that is going to be a 1st down. 1st and goal to be exact. McCaffrey, I formation. He's tuckered out, though. They're going to go, no, play action. Nice call. Dump it off to the tight end, or no, the fullback, and he'll get down to the 6-yard line. Still keeping McCaffrey in the game. A quick throw, and it's incomplete. Great coverage. Great coverage there. I think that was, who was that? Was that Desmond King? I think it was. 3rd and goal over the middle, and that time, though, we don't cover anybody. Linebackers completely left their assignments, leaving the slants wide open, and we lose the lead just about as fast as we gained it. I'm curious to what we called here, so let's take a look. So we're running zone. All right, we are running zone, but apparently not, because we had 2 guys here. Let's see. This is some good stuff to see here, because this is just showing you the state of this game and how poorly coded this game is. We have 2 linebackers here. We have Kirksey and Greenlaw. Both of them, I'm assuming, are tasked with either covering the middle area here, or they're manned up. So if they're manned up, you would assume that Greenlaw here has Williams, and that Kirksey has Chuba Hubbard. So that would make the most sense. If we are running man. If we're running zone, if one of these guys breaks off to the flat, they should either get picked up by this defender here, or Greenlaw will shade with them down the sideline, because there's nobody else in this area, and Kirksey is still here in his zone in case something were to happen. And Kirksey should stay right here in this general vicinity unless he sees something maybe on his end. Right? Well, let me show you what they do on this play, because it's not either of those. So immediately, as soon as the play is snapped, nobody has any kind of idea of what to do with Hubbard here. This corner, it looks like they're playing man, but it actually is zone technically, because look at how this guy turns around once he sees that he's coming in the flat. But more importantly, let's look at these linebackers here. So you would think that one of them is tasked with the potential flat route here from the tight end, or the out route, or something. And we would assume that it's Greenlaw. But in this scenario, they decide to leave Hubbard open, abandon their zones, and both chase this guy, who is not even running his route, because he's blocked by this guy in a horrible animation. He can't even run his route because the game can't even code these guys to rush properly. Look at this. And still, both of these guys, not just one, abandon their zone. Or even if you want to call this man coverage, we at least know that Kirksey abandoned his man, because he is not going to be responsible for somebody on the right side of the formation when he's lined up on the left. And we leave a wide open slant route there for the touchdown. Ladies and gentlemen, this game is officially worse by a mile than last year's game. I don't know what they did to this game, but this game is broken. This is sad. This is a horrible football game right now. Nothing is being done properly. This seriously needs to be fixed, man. This is deflating to even watch. I'm sure there's plenty of other plays that I could look at to show how horrible this game is, but I don't have time for every play. So we're just going to keep chugging along here. Throw it short to Pierce, and he's out of bounds at the 28-yard line. It's just really hard to get into these games when you know the game is so badly broken that no amount of up-talking that you can do or add to the game is not going to help this game not be so horribly done that you feel like you're watching a good franchise. And it just sucks to say that. 3rd and 5. Mills. I don't know where he's going, deep. Incomplete. And that's another punt. Here we go. Davis Mills has a shot here to lead us down the field for a potential game-winning drive. Can we get it done? Mills scanning, rolling, and he's going to throw it away. Nobody open downfield. Man, I wish we could get that kind of coverage on defense. I swear we leave entire halves of the field open for the Panthers so far today. Hand off to Sweet, and Sweet pushes it upfield for a gain of 4. And now it's 3rd and 6. Not a big fan of that run there on 2nd and 10. I mean, it got good yardage, but has not been our best suitor so far today. And Mills got to throw it. He does. Cooks is open. 1st down. 1st and 10 now at the 32. 4 minutes and counting left in this game. Pierce with a big hole off the left side. And he'll get himself to the 40. Nice job there. Leaves things really open here on 2nd down. Maybe a nice little play action here. No, we're just going to run it and get the first. Pierce using his power to get another big chunk. 2:44 to go. Mills lets it go. Caught by Poe. Out to midfield. Coming up on the 2-minute warning here. Are we going to get one more play yet? Yes, we will. Mills scanning. Takes a shot deep, and he's got a man open. It's Darius Slayton, and that's going to bring up the 2-minute warning. Beautiful shot over the middle. And now we're at the 30-yard line with a $1:58 to go. Down by 3. Mills hands it off to Pierce, who's got a huge lane. There was nobody in the second level of the defense, and he gets it out to the down to the 21. Hurry up offense. Mills scanning, and he's going to go down. Big sack. Man, what a horrible way to end that little, consistency we had there. And now Mills going for the whole thing, and it's incomplete. And we're going to have to settle for a field goal. How quickly that drive changed. Can we get this field goal, though? Will Lutz, he puts it up. And it is good. Tie ball game with 1:18 to go. They just really need about, I'd say, a good 25 yards. And they have plenty of time to do it, as long with those 3 timeouts. Oh, Corral's got somebody open. No, he overthrows DJ Moore. So we tied it up on the last drive. A very quick 3-and-out. Ended up conserving our timeouts, and now here we go with our own chance to win this game. Mills looking to take a deep shot, and it is incomplete. Looking for Cooks. Will Lutz is warming up on the sideline. Can we get down to his territory is the question. Mills is going to have to come up with about 2 or 3 good chunk plays here to get us in the area. Mills, and he's going to dump it down to Sweet. And that is not a good start. We're going to have to burn. Oh, no. Derek Brown gets hurt. Not a good look for Carolina, but we will end up getting a timeout from Carolina because of the injury. 3rd and 4. Mills has got to do something here. He dumps it off, breaking free, and there's a flag down, but Pierce gets it to midfield. What is the flag? It's roughing the passer. Oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure we just won this game, guys. Brian Burns came screaming off the right side, and he smacked Davis Mills after he threw the ball. And now we really just need to run one play and kick a field goal, and we can steal this one. Sweet, pulling the pile forward. 2nd and 4, 16 seconds left. We have 2 timeouts. We're just trying to get as close to this end zone as we possibly can. Hand it off. Sweet. Stopped. 3rd and 4. This will be the last play that we run. I'm assuming we're just going to run it here again with Sweet, which is exactly what we do. And Sweet is going to get it down to the 26. We call our last timeout. 5 seconds left. All we need here is a chip shot field goal from Will Lutz, and we can get our 2nd win of the season. Carolina going to freeze our kicker. Will it work, though? I don't know. This is a pretty simple field goal for Will Lutz. 43-yard attempt for the win to push us to 2-1. Lutz, it's up. And it is good. We win the game with a last-second field goal from Will Lutz. And we are going to move to 2-1. There it is, guys. It is official. 2-1. We end up coming away with a steal of a victory. Very sloppy game, not as on anybody's fault. Not as, like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's fault that it was a sloppy game, more so just the coding of Madden, and we saw that on a few different scenarios, but in the end, we end up putting together enough good plays to beat Carolina in Carolina. Moving to 2-1 on the season, we see our first win, finally. Jalen Petrie, of course, earns himself an upgrade after that 2-interception performance. We're going to put that to zone to get him back on track to getting to be a scheme fit there. And we're getting close. 73, we're now 1 away from being tied with his highest overall, so that is good. What a great game that was, even though there was a lot of bad looking plays that I, of course, showed you guys in the breakdown. I'm trying my best to show this franchise and make it entertaining, and while that sort of defeats the purpose when I'm showing these horrible coded plays within Madden, I feel like it's very important that I do, because while my videos might not reach very far right now, I'm hoping that changes in the future as I continue to do this, because, you know, that's what my plan is. I do feel that it is important that I put this message out there about what I did when I talked about those plays, because this is bad. This game needs help. We need help from people who actually want to build a great football game. It's bad. The coding is getting worse. Somehow, some way, we went to a new system with better parts all around, better system, better everything. And this game is routinely getting worse. This is worse than 22 right now. In my opinion, the gameplay is worse than 22. That is not the way this should be going. It is bad enough that we don't have all the fancy options in franchise and the cool different modes that some other sports franchises have in their games. But at the very least, if we're not going to get anything fun like that, you could at least give us a good coded game. You know, like, pick one. You can't be bad at everything. And this is a little bit of a rant again, but you know, it's deserved. Somebody has got to change what is happening at EA and Madden, because this is just insane. And no amount of the Ravens fans calling us to our stupid Madden ratings hotline posts is going to fix the fact that this game is utter trash right now, and nobody is batting an eye at it. Not at least in the company. I know there's plenty of people on Twitter that have something to say about it. Nobody is saying anything in this world of Madden. We're just going to pretend like it doesn't exist. And it's pathetic. And honestly, how dare they try to portray and feed off of John Madden's legacy with this piss poor of a game? That's the only thing I can really say to make it make sense. How dare they do that? So that is the end of my rant for the week. I just felt like that needed to be said. And I hope this message finds somebody, somehow, that makes a difference and can do something, because this is getting absolutely just pathetic. But anyway, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to stop being negative about the game. Overall, I thought this performance was pretty good. I thought Davis Mills played lights out. Very, very good football from him so far this year. And now I feel like I might have to switch who my national focus scout is, because my gosh, we are getting some really good play out of Mills. We have a few weeks before we have to make that final decision, though, so we will wait that out. Overall, great game. We go to 2-1. We got Baltimore coming up next. Not sure if we're gonna watch that one or, you know, skip a game or two and just see how it goes. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys so much for watching. That's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you like the video, drop that sub if you have not already. I know some of y'all are watching that are not sub. Please sub, man. You guys know it helps the channel. I'm trying to hit that 1K. I'm getting there slowly but surely. And I'll see you guys next time.